Yup. Hello, Internet. Alright. You probably have seen my running video of the edam touring car that I have that I didn't run for quite a bit. Well, I didn't run any car for quite some time, but touring especially, I had my old shaft-driven automatic that I changed into a MF front-wheel drive, and I have my 1.8 Team C, and so that and the Team C basically are the only touring car four-wheel drive that I still have, and I really was struggling with this car to set it up to make it run. It was really driving on soap, oversteering like crazy all the time. I tried running it with the foam tires that it's intended to have to begin with, which are fairly wide at the rear and regular like nitro size in the front. I tried running it with what is that, the GQ touring rubber as well. I tried a few things, but it seems like the rear end was always out of control with this car, and really frustrating to drive because it's really quick, and that was just, there's something that felt wrong with the car. By the way, I don't have the receiver right now, it's on another car, but this is the setup that you can see on the running video, and it's running really great now. Those are the rides, 36 tires, they're really firm. Those are working perfectly well, considering the weather as well is like in the 30s now, so the track is not as hot as usually. And then I done a couple of mods, so I've already changed. I didn't change the shocks, but I changed the shocks situations compared to out of the box. Basically, the front still have the same anti-roll bar, which works really well in this car. I've never changed the oil. The oil has been spilling out of the front diff a lot, so I have no idea how much oil is inside. It's a lot more free than it used to be, so I'm probably gonna have to do a rebuild on the front diff. Practical change that I did was change the way the battery was mounted. Originally they were just two aluminum pole here, the poles at the back, and then you would have two straps to go around, two Velcro straps. However, there is no recess on the chassis here, so the Velcro strap were just being destroyed, and I think sooner or later I would have had a flying battery, which is really not what you want, especially with a car that quick. So I have just used some of the parts I have from my different chassis, and I've done like two little battery holders. This is just a little clamp to hold the Velcro strap. I kept the poles at the back here to basically lock it in place, and then just strap it around, and that works perfectly. The battery is a lot more stable as well than it used to be before. And the main change that I have done to that chassis now is on the rear end. So let's start with the shock mount. So I was trying to lay down the shocks as low as I could, basically like you would on a nitro car, almost as much as you would on a 1.8 nitro, and so I had to redo basically a shock mount over there, and then refigure out a way to put the body posts over there. So this is the lowest basically I can go with everything still reachable on the car, and so that helped. But the shocks that the car came with were very soft at the rear, and now I'm running them with progressive shocks that I have had those for probably 15 years. It's from a very old nitro Kyosho, and so this car being extremely heavy, I think kind of have the characteristic of a nitro car when it comes to the way you want to set it up. So those shocks have actually made a huge difference at the rear, but the rear end was still a bit dodgy, and the car would sway a lot and would have the front wheel sticking off the ground. And so the last thing that I changed is I tried every single sway bar that I had at home to try to see which is the stiffest one. I can figure out a way to put in the original one, who was extremely thin, extremely flimsy, and he really didn't do anything at all at the back. So I ended up here with a very thick sway bar from a Tamiya M chassis. I don't know which one it is, but I found a new way to mount. Oh, this one has gone out, by the way. I've found a new way to mount the sway bar over there. It's working here, and so now the sway bar is really doing a great job at the back of the car, and the car is a lot more planted on the roads, a lot easier to control, and I can accelerate with very little oversteer if I go full throttle at the end of the corner with the car. So really pleased with it. I've been running it with the Protoform body that I originally had made for my CRC pan car, and I've just refitted, I just repurposed it for that car. The body holes are a little bit dodgy, but that's the car you're seeing on the running video. I love this body. It's one of the few times where I actually did some kind of a paint job on it. You can see this is pretty antique now. It's a pretty old GT body, but it's great. It's a 200 millimeter width, which is what this car is, and I still have the air intake originally for the pan car to cool down the engine at the back, the motor at the back, and the ESC that was on the side. And so now this vent actually cools down, or at least pretend to be cooling down the motor over here. And I have to say, the car is not running so hot anymore. It used to be really boiling hot, and now it isn't. So far so good. So I'm gonna leave you with the running video of that car if you haven't seen it before, and it will be posted separately as well, just the running video alone. So that's it for the edam esprit 200 mil belt driven touring chassis. Alright, see you everyone, stay safe and sane, bye bye. Sorry. Oh! Somebody lost the wheel. What? Sorry about that.